Yes, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the next part of the video. So we left off with in illustration 2 in the last part of the video. Now moving on to illustration 3. So let's just take a look at the question and let's see what can be done. So just a moment, guys. Yeah, guys. So here is illustration 3. So first one, a purchase of goods from Ram amounting to 150 has been wrongly entered through the sales book. So let's write down the correct entry, wrong entry, and rectification entry, right? So the correct entry is purchases debit 150 to RAM 150. The wrong entry is RAM debit 150 to sales 150. So reversal, sales debit to RAM 150 150. So now just throw this in the dustbin. Don't care about this. So what is the rectification entry? Purchases debit 150, sales debit 150 to RAM 300. Yes, so what are we getting? Yes, sir, perfect. So this is what we got. It's perfectly matching. Next one. A credit sale of goods amounting to 120 to Ramesh has been wrongly passed through the purchase book. So basically, there has been a credit sale which we made to Ramesh, and it's been wrongly passed through the purchase book. So what's the correct entry? Ramesh account debit to sales. What is the wrong entry? Purchase is debit to Ramesh. You reverse this now. Ramesh debit to purchases. So we have basically erased this now. We have thrown this away. Ignore this. So rectification entry. Ramesh debit. So what's the amount? Sorry guys. I'll just take a quick look at the amounts. 120. Okay. Done. So we'll just get there. So 120 is the amount. 120, 120 and 120, 120. Ramesh debit 120 plus 120, 240. To purchases 120, to sales 120. Okay, so let's see what they've got. Yes, perfectly right. What you've done is perfectly right. Yes, guys. So next one, on 31st December 2022, goods of the value of 300 were returned by Harisaran. So Harisaran basically returned goods to us. So it's a sales return or a return inward, right? And were taken into inventory on the same date, but no entry was passed in the books. Guys, so read the question carefully. I think the second point which I mentioned in the first part of the video was to read the question really, really carefully. So what they are saying is Harisaran gave the goods to us. Sir, Harisaran, he came and gave this to us. He gave this pen to me. Sir, please take this pen. I also told, thank you, Harisaran. Thank you, sir. I took this pen. I told him. Okay. But what I did is I forgot to pass entry in books. How do I know I forgot to pass entry in books? But no entry was passed in the books. I took this pen, kept it in my godown, but I didn't pass any entry. So what should I now do now? I should just pass that entry. So what is the entry for sales return? So what is the entry for sales, guys? So for sales, the entry would have passed is Harisaran account debit to sales. So for sales return, what entry you will pass? You'll debit your sales return account and you'll credit Harisaran's account and you'll knock it off. So that is the entry which you're going to pass. So sales return, or I think your module uses a term called return inward account debit to Harisaran. This is the entry we will be passing, and what have they done? Yes, perfect. I just didn't write the amount. That's fine. I think you guys can take care of it. And fourth one, an amount of 200 due from Mahesh Chand, which has been written off as a bad debt in a previous year, was unexpectedly recovered and has been posted to the personal account of Mahesh Chand. Okay. This is a journal entry where you need to think a bit, but anyways, I will break down the basics for you. So what happens when a bad debt occurs, guys? So bad debts is an expense. It's a nominal account. So what will you do when an expense incurs? So basically, you have to get some money from someone. That person didn't pay the money to you. So it becomes a loss for you. Loss is an expense. Nominal account. What's the golden rule? Debit all expenses and losses. You'll debit your bad debts account. Debit. What will you credit? You will credit your debtors. Why will you credit your debtors? When you're receiving money, you will pass the entry bank account debit to debtors. when you're not able to receive the money, you know for a fact that the person is not going to give you money. So it is as good as a loss, and the credit you will go to debtors because you will close his account from the books because you know that you're not going to get the money from him. Suddenly, what happens? Suddenly, that guy gives you the money. Suddenly, debtor gives you money. Just think logically and tell me what is the entry. First entry you would have posted is debtors to sales. Second entry is this. Suddenly, debtor gives you money. You didn't even expect money to come. What entry will you pass? First of all, you will debit bank because amount is coming inside. Real, it's a bank account, is a real account. Debit what comes in. You're applying the golden rule. Bank account debit. What will you credit? Please don't say debtors because we have knocked off debtors here. Debtors is not even in our books. So it is an income for us. What is income? Income is again a nominal account. So what is the rule for a nominal account income? Credit all incomes and gains. So you will credit an income account called bad debts recovered account. Perfect? Yes, sir. Perfect. Superb. Okay. I think we understood this. So let's get there. Yes, sir. So this is the entry we will pass. So now you will read the question. Only now we are coming to the question because I wanted to make this very clear before going to the question because other journal entries are kind of straightforward, but this required a bit of application and I wasn't sure if you guys would be able to recollect it. So I just give you a slight glimpse of it. So yeah, an amount of 200 due from Mahesh Chand, which had been written off as a bad debt in a previous year, was unexpectedly recovered and had been posted to the personal account of Mahesh Chand. So what they are saying is last year we wrote it off as bad debt. Current year we didn't even expect to receive from him, sir. But suddenly he came, sir. He gave us the amount. So it is a bad debt recovered for us. So what is the entry for bad debts recovered? We saw it here just now. What is the entry? So this is the entry for bad debts recovered. Bank account debit to bad debts recovered. But sir, what they have done now, sir? So they have posted it to the personal account of Mahesh Chand. Unexpectedly recovered and posted to the personal account of Mahesh Chand. So what is basically happening? So I told you a mistake which people will do, right, sir? So they will pass the entry bank account debit to debtor. So that is the mistake they have also done. So how can you pass the entry bank account debit to debtor, sir? Because debtor is not even there in your book, sir. So they pass the entry. So correct entry is this, sir. Wrong entry. The entry they pass, sir. They pass the entry bank account debit to Harisaran. So they treated like debtor, sir. Not Harisaran, sorry. Mahesh Chand. Sorry, sir. So they treated like debtor, sir. They treated Mahesh Chand like a debtor. They didn't even consider the right of fact, sir. This is the entry they passed, sir. Reverse this, sir. Mahesh Chand debit to bank, sir. Throw this, sir, because you reversed it. Bank will get cancelled, sir. What is the rectification entry, sir? Mahesh Chand account debit to bad debts record, sir. BDR. I'm writing short form, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. So we'll see the entry now. Yes, perfect, sir. 200. I didn't write the amount, but perfectly fine. Next one, sir. Again, next one we will see. A check of 100 received from Manmohan was a check of 100 received from Manmohan was dishonored and had been posted to the debit of sales return account. So what are they saying, sir? So we received check from Manmohan. Manmohan is our debtor, sir. So what entry you would have passed initially, sir? We would have passed debtor's account debit to sales, sir. Then when Manmohan gave us check, we would have passed the entry bank account debit to debtors, sir. But what is happening now, sir? So that is the ideally that should have been the entry that should have been passed, sir. So when Manmohan gave us the amount, we would have passed the entry bank account debit to debtor, sir. But then what is happening now, sir? So actually the check got dishonored, sir, because Manmohan didn't have enough funds in his account, sir. He gave check for 100, but he didn't have 100 rupees balance in his account. So bank told us, sir, we cannot give you 100 rupees from Manmohan's account because Manmohan doesn't have 100 rupees in his account, sir. He doesn't have anything in his account, sir. He's a pauper, sir. Okay. I hope you understood. So now what we will pass is when the check is getting dishonored. So when the check is getting dishonored, so initially we would have passed Manmohan to sales, Man to sales, bank to Man. So basically this would have been the case when everything was received from Manmohan. But if everything is not received, Manmohan is still our debtor, right? Because still the amount is pending from him. So the entry, so we will debit Manmohan because we still have a receivable from him. It's a personal account, right? So we still have a receivable from him, right? So we will debit Manmohan account. Credit what will go, guys? So credit, we will credit bank. So basically, to summarize, we will reverse this entry. Why will we reverse this entry? Because we thought we received money from him, but actually we didn't receive money from him. So that is why we are reversing this entry. This is the entry that should have been posted, sir. Okay. Let us see what they have posted, sir. They have posted to the debit of sales return account. So what they have done is, sir, they have taken wrong entry, sir. So they have taken sales return account debit or return inward. Anything you can use, guys. That's fine. To bank. Reverse this, sir. Reversal. Bank debit to sales return. Rectification entry, sir. So throw this, sir. Throw this in dustbin. We reversed it. Okay. Bank cancel, sir. Manmohan account debit to sales return, sir. Perfect, sir. Yes, sir. This is the answer you will write in exam, sir. So we will see what we are getting. Perfect, sir. That's it. This is done, sir. Next one. Illustration 4, sir. So illustration 4 also, it's a good illustration. Here, I think you will be using suspense account, guys. So I think illustration 1, we ourselves use the suspense account to pass the entries, even though they had not used the suspense account. But illustration 4, they themselves have given the entries basis suspense account because they have told us to correct without using suspense account. Like basically without using suspense account, matlab you just need to write the narration, whether it will be debit or credit, like to or by. And like similar to illustration 1 where they had given the language, this is easy, I won't be doing this. Second is opening suspense account. So opening suspense account is where we need to apply our brain, so I'll be doing this. So coming to illustration 4, sir. You will come to illustration 4, sir. Yes, sir. So illustration 4. Yeah. The sales book has been total short by rupees 100. Sir, sales is a credit balance, right? What entry will pass usually? Debtors account debit to sales. So sales has been 100 short. So for this, I'm not going to write correct entry, wrong entry, rectification entry for the first part because this is a very straightforward and we have seen a lot of this. So sales has been total short by 100. So what will we do to increase sales? Debtors is not affected. We need to increase sales around. How will we increase sales? We will credit sales 100. Debit, what will we do? We don't have anything to debit because our debtors were correct. So we will debit suspense account. Suspense account debit to sales 100. Perfect, sir. Yes, sir. We'll see what they have done. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfect. That's what they have done, sir. Okay. Next one. Goods worth 150 written by Green and Co. have not been recorded anywhere. So basically, Green and Co. returned the goods to us, sir. So it has not been recorded anywhere. So similar to illustration 3, sir, we collected this pen from them, sir. We kept it in our godown, sir. But we forgot to pass entry, sir. Shit. We forgot to pass entry. What should we now do now? We should pass that entry. That's it. So what is the entry we will be passing? Return inward, account debit to Green and Co. That's it, sir. Very simple. Very simple, sir. That is it, sir. 150. Okay. Yes, sir. Perfect, sir. Right, sir. Super, sir. Goods purchased 250 have been posted to the debit of supplier Gupta and Co, sir. So we purchased 250 worth of goods from Gupta and Co, but it has been posted to debit of supplier. So here you have to think a bit and interpret, sir. So we will do this. So here we will do the correct entry, wrong entry, rectification entry because we have to think a bit. So goods purchased 150 posted to the debit of Gupta and Co. It's 150 only, right? Sorry, I think it's 250. Sorry. Yeah, 250 have been posted to the debit of supplier Gupta and Co. So what is the correct entry they should have passed, guys? Purchases account debit 250 to Gupta and Co 250. Right, sir? Right. Wrong entry. What entry they posted inadvertently, sir? So they passed the entry purchases account debit. They also debited Gupta account, sir. 250. So many people might have a question here, guys. Many people might be thinking that they debited Gupta account instead of purchases account. No, guys. Read the question carefully. Read the question really carefully. So goods purchased 250 have been posted to the debit of the supplier Gupta and Co. So they are nowhere saying that purchase account has been wrongly posted. They are just saying that the posting of debit has been also done to Gupta and Co. So it's an extra debit that's been given. So instead of crediting Gupta and Co, they have debited Gupta and Co. So your purchases is unaffected, guys. They have nowhere said that purchases is getting affected. So remember that this is an interpretation issue which many people might face, but I think as you solve and solve, you will get accustomed to it. So what is the reversal? Two purchases to Gupta and Co. Sir, throw this. We reverse, sir. Don't need this. Cancel. Cancel. Rectification entry, sir. So debit, we don't have anything, sir. Purchases got cancelled, sir. So first we'll complete credit. Gupta and Co. Credit we have 250. Here we have 250. 500. Debit, since we don't have anything, we will take it to suspense account. That's it. So you'll see what they've done, sir. Perfect, sir. Perfect. Okay. Furniture purchased from Gulab and Bros. 1000 has been entered in purchases table, guys. Very simple one. This is very simple compared to the last one. So correct entry. Furniture debit to Gulab. Wrong entry. Purchases debit to Gulab. So when you reverse, Gulab will be debited, purchase will be credited. So here Gulab and Gulab will get cancelled. Rectification entry. Furniture debit to purchases. So this was easy, guys. So I did this really quickly. So what have they done? Yes, sir. So that's what they have done. Amount I didn't write. Fine. That's fine. So you don't need the amount for this one. This was straightforward. So discount received from red and black 15 has not been entered in the discount column of the cash book. Point E. So red and black gave us a discount, sir. So we didn't enter it in the discount column of the cash book. So what is the so basically they gave us discount. So that entry itself has not been passed in the books. So we have to pass the entry. So here correct entry and rectification entry will be the same. There will be no wrong entry concept because they didn't pass the entry itself in the books, guys. So Red and Co account debit to discount received. That's it. Yep. Perfect. Sorry, red and black. Okay, that's fine. To discount received. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. This is done. So let's go to subdivision F. Discount allowed to G Mohan and Co. 18 has not been entered in the discount column of the cash book. The account of G Mohan and Co. has, however, been correctly posted, guys. So here, what they are saying is the entry that should have been passed is discount allowed account debit to G Mohan and Co. But they have not, they have forgot to debit discount allowed account, but they have correctly credited G Mohan and Co. account. So here we will take the format of correct entry, wrong entry, rectification entry, and move on. So correct entry, discount allowed account debit to G Mohan and Co. account. So what's the amount? 18. What is the wrong entry? They didn't debit anything. They forgot to debit. So they just gave the credit to G Mohan and Co. 18. So when we reverse this, throw this, sir, we are reversing this now. G Mohan and Co. account debit. Debit credit will get knocked off, sir. Rectification entry. Discount allowed debit 18. To credit, we don't have anything, sir. Credit got cancelled. To suspense account 18. Perfect, sir. Perfect. Yes, sir. Perfect, sir. Superb, sir. So then they just open the suspense account. This is very important, guys. Don't forget to open the suspense account. This is very important. So in the exam, just don't forget to open the suspense account. And so basically, if you see here, they've just taken the amounts to suspense account, they've opened the ledger, and wherever there is the balancing figure has been taken as a difference in trial balance. Just don't forget this case. This is very important. So this is something very important. So just don't miss this. Don't forget this account. So this is important, guys. Yeah. I hope you understood this. So yeah. And again, they have also given a note saying that if question is silent on whether a suspense account has to be opened, just take the assumption that it has to be opened. That is a better assumption, and write that down in exam. That's better, guys. I hope you guys understood. So moving on to illustration 5 now. So illustration 5 is also a decent question. So let's just move on to it, and let's just see what we can do there. Yeah. Yes. An amount of 100 was received from D Das, but has been omitted to enter in the cash book. Sir, so what they are saying is they received the amount from D Das, sir. What is the entry for receiving the amount, sir? So bank account debit to D Das and Co. or cash account debit to D Das and Co. So here they have taken cash account debit to D Das and Co. So they didn't even pass that entry, which we are passing now. So they didn't even record that entry. So this is it. A is done. B. The total of return inwards book for December has been casted short by 100. So returns inward is sales return. So sales return is a debit balance. If it has been if it has been under return, if it has been undervalued, what will you do? So if you have to increase a debit balance, what will you do? You will debit it further, and your debtors did not get affected. So the rectification entry you will be passing is your returns inward or your sales return account debit to the extent of 100 to suspense account 100, because your debtors did not get affected. Only one leg of the entry, which is the debit leg, got affected. And we have seen how the correct entry, wrong entry, rectification entry works for sales returns, sales purchases multiple times across. We saw that at least in 2 3 questions till now. So I think I don't need to write that down now for you. Next, the purchase of an office table costing 300 has been passed through the purchases day book. So this one I will write, right, guys? This one we will write. Office table pass through purchases day book. So correct entry or furniture. Okay, we'll write it as furniture. Sorry, correct entry. Furniture account debit to cash or trade payables. Wrong entry is purchases account debit to cash or trade payables. So when I reverse, it will be cash or trade payables debit to purchases. So throw this, sir. We reversed it already. Cancelled, cancelled. Rectification entry. Furniture account debit to purchases. Perfect. Yes, sir. Perfect, sir. We'll see what they've done. Yes, sir. Perfect, sir. Next one is good one. I think you just need to think a bit, but anyways, no worries. So 375 paid for wages to workmen for making showcases had been charged to wages account. So many people will ask what is even the mistake in this one, guys. So many people will not think of what's the mistake in this one. So the part D, basically what they are saying is they had paid some wages to workmen for making showcases. So your showcases will be a part of your furniture, guys. So any expenditure which you incur in relation to a fixed asset is a capital expenditure because it is directly attributable to the asset. And since it is a capital expenditure, it has to be taken to that asset and not expensed off. I think you will be reading this also as a part of your CA foundation. So just a quick recap here of this. So what ideally they have done is they have passed the entry wages account debit to bank 375 375. But ideally, they should not have taken this to wages because wages will go to a trading account and then to a P&L account. But that should not be done. So what they should have ideally done is they should have ideally passed the entry furniture account debit 375 to bank account 375. So we'll see the correct entry, wrong entry, and rectification entry quickly. Yeah. I hope you understood this. So first one, so your correct entry, your furniture account debit to bank. Wrong entry, your wages account debit to bank. This is what they passed. We'll reverse this, sir. Bank debit to wages. We reversed it, sir. So we'll throw this away. So your bank and bank will get cancelled. Your rectification entry, furniture debit to wages. Perfect, sir. Perfect, perfect. So subdivision E, purchase of 67 has been posted to the trade payables account as 60. Read this carefully, guys. So purchase of 67 has been made. So purchases account they have posted correctly. So the mistake has been made only in the trade payables account. So what is the entry you will pass in purchases? Let's go there. Let's look into it. Subdivision E. Once again, I'll just check the amounts. Purchase account debit 67. But to trade payables, they accidentally took it as 60. So this is the correct entry that should have been passed. So what is the wrong entry that's been passed? Purchases account debit 67. As I told you, purchases is not affected. Please read the question carefully. In trade payables, it's been wrongly taken as 60. So when I reverse this, trade payables debit 60 to purchases 67. Strike this off, sir. We have already reversed it. We don't need this. It's nullified. So trade payables get cancelled. Your rectification entry, purchases, sorry, trade payables don't get cancelled, sir. Sorry, my bad. So it gets cancelled only to the extent of 60 rupees. So there's still a credit of 7. So your rectification entry is purchases account debit. Those are my bad. So purchases will also get cancelled here. Purchases debit 67, credit is 67. Trade payables will get cancelled to the extent of 60. So you'll have a balance of 7 here. So rectification entry, your suspense account debit 7 to trade payables 7. Yes, I hope you understood. Sorry, guys. So the correct entry, just reiterating, I just missed it a bit. So your correct entry is purchase account debit to trade payables 67, 67. Wrong entry is purchase account debit 67 to trade payables. So your purchases will get cancelled because the purchases were not affected in any way. It was 67 in both the correct entry and wrong entry. Trade payables, it was 60. So trade payables, there is a net credit of 7, 67 minus 60. So you will have a net credit of 7. And in your debit, you don't have anything because debit was perfectly fine. So you'll pass entry suspense account debit to trade payables. Yeah, to credit us, they've taken that. Fine. Next one. A check of 200 received from PC Joshi has been dishonored and was passed to the debit of allowances account. So this was similar to one we saw in the last question. So the correct entry for this is basically, I'll just write it down. I'm not able to annotate here. Correct entry is PC Joshi account debit to bank. Your wrong entry is allowances debit to bank. Bank will get cancelled when we reverse this wrong entry. Rectification entry. PC Joshi PCJL, right? To allowances account. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And 1,000 paid to the purchase of a motorcycle for Mr. Dutt for his personal use has been charged to miscellaneous expenses account. So basically, what would have happened is so Mr. Dutt purchased the motorcycle for his personal use. So how would Mr. Dutt have purchased the personal asset for his business use? He would have withdrawn cash from the business, then he would have used it for purchase for his personal use. So what is the entry he would have passed for withdrawing from his business? Because only if he had withdrawn from the business would he have been able to purchase for his personal use. So his purchase for personal use should not affect the business because the proprietor and the business are separate for accounting purposes. Legally they are the same, but for accounting purposes they are different. So his purchase of motorcycle will not affect the books of accounts. Only his withdrawal of funds from the business to purchase the motorcycle will affect the books of accounts. So 1,000. So he would have withdrawn the funds by passing the entry drawings account debit 1,000 to bank, 1000. Wrong entry. So sorry, which account did they debit that to? So drawings, miscellaneous expenses. Yeah, miscellaneous expenses debit, 1000 to bank, 1000. It's just frozen once again. Yeah. So your when you reverse, it will be bank to miscellaneous expenses. Bank will get cancelled. Your rectification entry, drawings account debit. It's frozen, guys. Just a moment. Sorry. Two miscellaneous expenses, 1000 and 1000. I don't know why the pen is slow, but anyways, no worries. I think it'll just come. Just a moment. Uh, yep. Drawings account debit to miscellaneous expenses, 1000. We'll just see if that's what's been given here. Yeah, perfect. Next one, goods amounting to 1,100 had been written by the customer and were taken into inventory, but no entry in respect thereof was made in the books. So they took it inside the godown, but they didn't pass the entry, sir. Same adjustment. So it's your written inward or your sales written account debit to your customer account 100. What if they passed? Yes, sir. I told customer they've said debtors. You can use debtors or trade receivables interchangeably. It's fine. Yeah. And next one, last one. I subdivision, a sale of 200 to Singh and Co. was wrongly credited to their account. Entry was correctly made in the sales book. So this is a good one. Just need to apply a bit. I think it's a sale of 100, right? 200 to Singh and Co. So this is the correct entry and the wrong entry. So they clearly told in the question that sales is not affected. They credited Singh and Co wrongly. So the debit, they didn't do anything. So they would have passed the entry to sales 200 to Singh and Co 200. Reversal of wrong entry. So wherever the entries are a bit intricate, I am also bringing the reversal of the wrong entry if you've seen, so that it's easier for you to comprehend. Wherever it's pretty straightforward, I'm just not bringing in the reversal of wrong entry. I'm just directly writing the entry so that we save time and you also do it really efficiently. So yeah, so Sing and Co debit 200, sales debit 200. Throw this away, sir. We reversed it. It's nullified. We don't need this. So sales debit, sales credit get cancelled. Your Sing and Co has a debit of 200 already, and another debit of 200 will make it 400. Your rectification entry will be Sing and Co debit. Why is this slow? 400. One second. To suspense account because you don't have anything in the credit. 400. Why isn't this coming? Yeah, it's come. Okay. So I think this is fine. Perfect. So we are done up to illustration 5. So I think we still have illustration 6 and illustration 7, illustration 8. Yeah, so we have illustration 6, 7, and 8, and the test your knowledge questions which we will be covering in the next video. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you found it insightful. So keep learning, keep growing, and in case you have any queries, comment them down below. And if you want a video on any specific topic, don't hesitate. Please do comment down below, and I'll be more than happy to help you on it. So keep learning, keep growing, and if you found it really useful, do share it to your friends who need them badly. Thank you so much. Keep learning, keep growing. Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye. Signing off. Thank you, guys.